Sony Xperia 1 III. Best camera phone. Variable telephoto and dual-PD sensor. When Sony unveiled its Xperia Mark III lineup back in spring, the company showcased what looked like an unmistakably familiar face. While the new flagship Xperia 1 III may resemble its predecessor, however, it promises a handful of notable upgrades and additions that stand out from the status quo. Sony has occupied a relatively tiny corner of the smartphone market in recent years, further tailoring its Xperia smartphones to brand loyalists who value the company's technical expertise and distinct style of hardware and software above all else. The Xperia 1 line, now in its third generation, serves as the pinnacle of its smartphone portfolio. Each new revision offers a tighter and more refined experience than the last, leaning heavily on the company's expertise and technologies within other product categories, like its alpha cameras, Bravia TVs and audio wares. Design and build. Gorilla Glass Victus front. Frosted Gorilla Glass 6 back. Dedicated Google Assistant key. IP65/68 dust/water resistance. If you liked the look of last year's Xperia 1 II, you'll be thrilled to discover that the MK3 is cut from very similar cloth, a tall, slender glass sandwich, surrounded by a chamfered color-matched metal frame. Display. 6.5 inches 120Hz 21:9 CinemaWide display. 4K HDR OLED panel. 10-bit color, 8-bit W/2-bit smoothing. One-handed mode. There are a lot of elements throughout the Xperia 1 III that don't follow the trends set by the competition, and the Gorilla Glass Victus protected display is a perfect example of this. Sony has seemingly led the charge on devices with tall, slender 21:9 aspect ratios, and it's a trait that endures on this year's Xperia flagship. Audio. Full-stage front-facing stereo speakers, 40% louder than Xperia 1 II. 360 reality audio. 3.5mm headphone jack. Like the display, the audio experience on the 1 III is defined by a host of ingenious technologies, the combination of which you won't find on any other smartphone. Just as 120Hz viewing is now part of the experience on this year's top Xperia, so too is speaker-based 360 reality audio. Software and features. Game enhancer with RT record. Android 11. Side sense. Sony has long worked to preserve a clean and easy-to-navigate Android experience while adding meaningful features that don't undermine its overall cleanliness, something that remains true with the user experience on the MK3. Performance and battery. 30W fast charging. Wireless charging. Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 SoC. 12GB RAM. While a phone sporting Qualcomm's hotly anticipated Snapdragon 888 Plus chipset is yet to hit the market, it's sort of disheartening to think that the days of the standard 888 inside most of 2021's current flagship Android phones are already numbered. Cameras. World's first phone with variable telephoto and dual-PD sensor. 3D iToF sensor with real-time tracking. Triple rear 12MP camera. Unlike the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, which features two separate telephoto cameras to offer up lossless optically magnified images at two discrete focal lengths, the 1 III gives us the first example of a variable telephoto setup on a smartphone, ruling out the likes of the Samsung Galaxy K Zoom, S4 Zoom and W880 from yesteryear, which were a little different. Price and availability. Sony announced the Xperia 1 III back in April 2021, with a staggered release that reaches as far back as August 10th in regions like Norway and Denmark, but August 31st in Germany, for example. As for pricing, it's one of the most expensive Xperias yet, save for the Xperia Pro, priced at £199/€1 $299/$1 $299, on par with similarly spec'd Uber flagship rivals, like the 256GB Galaxy S21 Ultra and iPhone 12 Pro Max. Sony Xperia 1 III, specs. 6.5 inches 120Hz 21:9 CinemaWide 4K HDR OLED display. 240 Hz touch sampling rate. Gorilla Glass Victus front, Gorilla Glass 6 back. Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 processor. 12 GB RAM. 256 GB or 512 GB storage. microSD expandable up to 1 TB. 12 MP f/2.2, 16mm 124 degrees ultrawide with dual-PDAF. 12 MP f/1.7 24mm 84 degrees main with dual-PDAF and OIS. 12 MP f/2.3 70mm 34 degrees or f/2.8 105mm 23 degrees variable telephoto with dual-PDAF and OIS. 3D iToF sensor. 8 MP f/2.0 78 degrees front-facing camera, a 1/4-inch sensor. Android 11. Full-stage stereo speakers. 3.5mm headphone jack. Dolby Atmos. High-res audio support, wired and wireless. DSEE Ultimate. 360 reality audio, headphones and speakers. Knurled dedicated shutter button. IP65/68 dust/water resistance. 5G. Wi-Fi 6. NFC. Bluetooth 5.2. 4,500 mAh battery W/3 years long life promise from Sony. 30W fast wired charging. Wireless charging and reverse wireless charging. 186 grams. 165 mm x 71 mm x 8.2 mm. Colors: frosted black, frosted purple, frosted gray.